Hi guys, welcome one and all. Another Cacoa Tea show, another beautiful day. Hope you guys had an awesome week and you're ready for today's show. I am extremely excited to be back here with you for another Cacoa Tea edition. We have an exciting show planned for you today. I just wanted to, shout out to all of the folks who've been giving so much support of Cacoa Tea, those who've picked up the show here, those who picked up the show outside of Canada, the region. I want to start by shouting out, of course, Digicel. As you can see, it's streamed by Digicel throughout the Caribbean. So over 30 countries are locked into this show. I want to pick up the team for ensuring that we are streamed throughout the Caribbean and the rest of the world by extension, and that people get to, interact with us and share stories with us and give their input on the live feed. I also want to say special thanks to easybarrels.com. Easy Barrels is the sponsor of this show, so big up to Easy Barrels. They're located out of New York, and you can ship all your barrels throughout the Caribbean with Easy Barrels. So you just visit them, easybarrels.com. You can also follow them on their social media. That's at Easy Barrels on Facebook. So I want to shout out all of the folks who've been supporting. The last show, which aired a week ago, featuring Desmond Cole, got picked up by Regions Radio in Toronto, Canada. And they did a really nice little feature on it. So I want to say thank you so very much to the team out there in Toronto who've recognized this show, and they've decided, to give it a platform on their local community radio station. That's Regions Radio. We have a packed show for you guys. I always like to start by inviting you, the public, to let me know where you're locked in from. I'd like to know who's tuned in, where you tuned in from, how you enjoying your week, where are you located. Give me a little shout out. Let me know that you are here. Really appreciate you guys for joining us for another week. I have an interesting guest on here with you this afternoon. I like to give a little background on each of my guests before they come in, before they log into the show. My guest, Sadick, who's going to be joining me, he's actually waiting in the lobby. I got to know about him through someone who is part of his organization. So I want to big up Makaza one time. I've known Makaza for quite a few years, and he made the connection and decided to invite Sadick here on the show. And he is the CEO of Connect 767, which he'll tell you a little bit about during the course of today's Cacoa Tea show. So guys, we're getting ready for another day, and I just want to welcome my guest, Sadick, who is joining me right about now. I want to welcome him to Cacoa Tea. Good afternoon to you, Sadick. Okay, I think your mic. Oh, your mic's on. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I'm hearing you right now. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you so very much for coming on today for Cacoa Tea. First time on the show, and glad to have a fellow Dominican here again on this show. I don't know if folks are able to see in. Let me know, guys, because I think I'm having just a slight issue in connecting the public. So just let me know, guys, if you can see us, if you're locked in, where you're locked in from. Just give me a little shout out so I know that you can see me. I see folks sharing the live, but unfortunately, I'm unable to see any comments. So if you need any comments or if you said anything, please let me know that you're locked in. All right. So Sadick is here. Sadick, as I mentioned, is the CEO of Connect 767, and I start every single show by asking a little bit about my guests, because I want to kind of sort of know what they think of themselves. And every show starts off with, who are you?
um, I'm pretty sure that you are familiar with the saying that goes, you have to take 2 steps backwards in order to take 10 steps forward.
Mhm.
I feel like that that has been my mantra throughout my life, and I feel like it is the code that best defines who I am. Because at an early age, I tell people that I failed the common entrance exam like twice, and I thought like my life was over. I did. So as after I failed the common entrance exam, I had to go through the GSP program at the San Francisco government school before I got into high school. And it was during that time really I started to psychologically put my life together, and some of the principles and morals that have guided me throughout this journey for life was formed at early age at that time. So I would say that Sadick is an entrepreneur, engineering manager, friend, brother, sports fan, very big sports fan, and someone that has been given a second chance at education and make the best out of it.
Wow, that is interesting to know about you, because that will take us into sort of like how you grew up, where you grew up. Not failing the common entrance exam, or failing the common entrance exam at the time,
Twice.
was a big deal. They were in our Dominican twang, they would have called you a dunce cat.
Yep. That
So
was it.
you got that, and you understood what it was like to feel like the entire world had sort of turned its back on you because you had failed the common entrance. What was that experience like?
It was really just, I mean, I was pretty young at that time, and I was more thinking along the lines that, all my friends have gone, that left me. Most of my older family members, they passed and they were going to high school in Rose at that time. So it was really just me trying to get myself together. So, I need to meet my friends. I need to get out of here. I need to. It
So
was
you
like,
felt, you felt left out.
yeah, I felt like I was like done. I was left. I was really left out.
Why do you think you failed? What
Well, the thing is, I mean, I am from Pipiri Sufria, so we grew up on the countryside. Education at that time is not something that your parents or your whoever you grew up with, your grandparents or whoever, is something that was like they were pushing on you in that time. Is either like you were born and you had it, or you did not have it, or you had yourself together. Because they would certainly enjoy having somebody around the house to take care of house chores and who's the farming, the gardening around the time. So it wasn't like something that was like, I gotta help this guy with his homework or make sure he's doing his schoolwork or that type of stuff. I mean, they were there to ensure that I was attending school, I was doing what I was supposed to do, but not the actual details of what was going on in school.
And tell me a little bit about you growing up. Who did you grow up with? You grew up with your parents. Give me a little rundown as to your childhood.
Yeah, my mother left. I'm pretty young, so I grew up with my grandmother and a lot of aunties, a lot of aunties, and
Does
my
that, does that mean that you're trying to say you're a ladies' man, right?
not really. I'm not saying that. You try to get in trouble right now.
Well, because usually when men are raised among a lot of women, they tend to have understand how women think, and they become ladies' men.
Yeah, so that was part of it. So I grew up with my grandmother and quite a few of my aunts and my two older sisters. It was a very small house, a one-bedroom house in Philadelphia with about 9 or 10 people in there, so you could know how that was. And it was just a lot of women, and I was mainly like doing like I said, farming and those sort of stuff. I mean, playing. I had no type of um, responsibilities at home, like to clean and that sort of stuff, because we had a lot of women in the house, so that was taken care of. So, and I mean, growing up in Pittsburgh was pretty cool. I mean, I don't think it's any different than people who grew up from any other parts of country in Dominica. I mean, we play a lot of sports. We did farming. We did hunting. That was basically it.
Now, what were your school days like? Because of course, obviously, they sent you to school with hope that you would probably do something with yourself. What were your school days like? Were you a
uh, Before like up to 7th grade, I think that's when I got to take this common entrance. I think it was.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
yeah, during that time, we was just going to school because we were going to school. To tell the truth, we was like badass kids doing a whole bunch of stuff we were not supposed to be doing. Um, we just go to school and go home. That was it. There was no time at home doing the homework or that sort of stuff because most, I think, around that time, either there was not electricity or we had just gotten electricity. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's not like you come home before the sun goes down. If there's no light, then there's nothing. You can't really do anything. You have to be under like the small little lamp trying to get stuff done. A lot of people in the house, so it was it's terrible.
Okay, now do you have any fond memories? Anything that you really enjoyed about your students?
Yeah, we played a lot of sports, competitive sports. So we had a lot of really tense games during school. And when we were not in school, like I said, hunting, we used to like go to under the bush for like an entire day to hunt birds. We used to like pass the bag of stones with a catapult, and we used to walk from Peter Superior all the way to Rosalie trying to catch birds. That used to be our thing.
Yeah.
That's one of the stuff that I could never forget. I was speaking to my friend a couple of days ago, and I said, "Man, you were crazy." Because now, if you tell me to walk from Philly to Rosalie, I will look at you like you're out of your mind.
So so you found out after doing common entrance the first time and the second time
Hmm.
that you failed
Yeah.
and you are unable to go to high school. How
Yeah.
did you feel at that time, like in that moment?
I felt bad, like really bad. Because, like I said, most of my friends with that time, they all like majority of them passed. And like when we started the GSP program, and I'm like, damn, I really don't know any of these kids. I mean, I knew them they're from the area, but on a personal level, I was like, no, I gotta do something. I gotta do something. And it was basically from that time, from my time I started GSP to up to now, my academic skills have improved tremendously. You can say that I was a late bloomer.
You have a bit of a stutter. I cannot help but recognize that you have. Did you feel that your stuttering kept you back somewhat?
When I was trying to find myself at a young age, maybe like 15, 16, I used to feel like I didn't have that skill, like to orate my thoughts or speak publicly. So it
Mhm.
used to bother me a little bit. But it's like now, I mean, I've grew into it. I've spoken to a number of people about it. As I said, it's just something that happens. There's nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, I'm not ashamed of it. Although at times when I have to do like a presentation or board meeting or something, I have to like make a conscious effort not to stutter. So it takes a bit of and thought and energy.
Do you think people don't understand you, or like when you're stuttering, or is it just um, when you say, because you say you have to think about it or give it extra thought when you're doing a bot presentation?
Yeah, it's well. The good thing about it is not like it's bad. It's just certain words or certain phrases. It happens on so something I really have to like take my time or to stop and then start again, like I did right now.
Because there are a lot of people, because I remember, like my dad had a bit of a stutter. I had a little bit of a, my sister has a stutter, my son had a stutter, my youngest I think has a stutter now, and we never looked at it as a somewhat, so to speak, a disability or something that it's just your mind, your you think faster, and you see when I stop and I say a lot, it's to prevent you from stuttering. It's your mind is so far gone, your mouth has to catch up with it. And
Yeah,
your mouth you get stuck and you stutter. So it's good that because I'm sure there are people who are listening right now, who are viewing right now, who've probably had a stutter or have a stutter and they're trying to overcome it and they're thinking, boy, it must be hard to talk to the ladies, like when you're trying to tell them, I love you, it might be difficult. to communicate with different people, in different walks of life, and even as you said, like presentation. So I only can imagine what sort of your growing up. Were you teased about it? Was
Oh
it something?
yeah, man, I was teased a lot. Yeah, even with my name, I was stuttering, and it's like it was just like a whole mess when they grew up. Like teenage kids are like the worst, so it's like they take advantage of everything. So
That you
yeah,
were bullied for your stuttering?
well, I wasn't really bully. So, but it's just something that you would be teased. You would tease. That's it.
No, so you go through JSP, and for those folks who don't know what JSP is, it's sort of like a technical aspect. It used to be an extension of primary school for folks who could not pass or did not pass the common entrance, and the passes were scholarship, bursary pass. And if you didn't get any of those, you would be sent to JSP when you were a certain age. So I think they give you a couple chances to do the exam. If you absolutely could not do it, they sent you off to JSP. They used to call it Tech Voc. It was somewhat like a vocational aspect of school, so they were helping to incorporate any skills that you may have. So they teach you woodwork, they teach you a bunch of things, but then they also give you a second chance to go to high school. And I think when you attended high school, if you completed the exams and you were able to go to high school, they would put you in second form, right?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So they wouldn't put you in first form like everybody else who started off high school started off first form. They put you in second form, but you were still 3 years behind because you've gone through JSP 1, 2, and 3, and then they put you. So the people in your class would probably, or who were in primary school, would probably be in
The
third,
form of
third or
third.
fourth,
Yeah.
depending on
Yeah.
when you pass and when you progress. Some people, it was also called the junior secondary program, as some people would call it Tech Voc. They had all different kinds of names for it.
Yeah.
I remember, because I grew up around that time, that anybody who went there was a stigma associated with it that you were done scat.
Oh
You,
yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely.
you were done scat, and a lot of folks would sort of get stigmatized. How did you feel being in JSP, and what did you do differently to ensure that you got to high school?
Well, when I attended it, I was like focused and just get into high school. That was my thing. It was like all my friends left. I just wanted to get there. So I had to do what I had to do to get there. I was willing to do whatever it takes to get there. And the good thing about the GSP program, like it wasn't quite as aggressive. They were taking things a lot slower, so you could get it. And we learned different skills, actual physical skills like woodwork and this sort of stuff. And that's where I decided I wanted to be an engineer when I was in the JS program. I started to learn how to build stuff, and I said, okay, that's something I wanted to do.
So you get into high school and you go through high school. So you decided, hey, I want to be an engineer. You graduate from high school and then you go into college. When did you know for a fact that you were on the right path into becoming an engineer?
Well, that happened after GSP in high school because I attended the Cacoa Secondary School.
Mhm.
I just want to big up everybody from there. I know they they're quite represented now. So when I attended the Cacoa Secondary School, I was one of the first students who to attend there because they had just built it during I think working with power at the time. And so since we were there was only two forms, first form and second form. Students who passed the students from the East Coast of Dominica who passed the common entrance exam, and those who came in from JGS program. So there was only two forms, first form, second form. And since we were the oldest, they had to do like this whole election board and head boy. So I was elected head boy during that time, the first year. So from there, so I was the first head boy at Castle Secondary School, and I remained head boy till I graduated in fifth form. So for 3 years, I was the head boy there, and I did extremely well. During that time, I met a lot of teachers who teach me how to do a lot of different things, how to structure my work, how to do. I learned the entire curriculum, and actually was one of the most outstanding students at there. CXX examination that year. We graduated.
And you decided to attend. Um, it wasn't Dominica State College, was it, or was it Clifton Jupiter?
Yeah, it was the first year of the state college also. So they still have their black and green and black and blue section, but we they had the state college had officially opened that year. So they were just doing the transition from the black and blue to the state college. It was the first year the state college opened. I attended the state college, and I studied building and civil engineering there.
Okay, so you complete college. What happened?
So I complete college. I wanted to, since I was small, I was wanted to go to the US. So I wanted to go to the US, and my mother was like, she don't have no money to send me to the US. So it's like extremely expensive, and there was no, I was not offered a scholarship. Let's just put it like that. I was not offered a scholarship to pursue education in the US. I know like quite a few people who actually got the chance. So I ended up working for this engineering consulting firm. It was called Sorrel Consulting at that time. I think now it's called Millennium Group.
Well,
So,
these are my friends, and these are my people.
oh really?
Yes, yes. Big up Alistair Grell and yes.
Yeah. So after I graduated, I ended up working with them for 2 years. I learned a lot, and my coworker at that time, Sean Burney, at my second year, he told me he was gonna go to the US to study, and I was like, yeah, need to make something happen. And then Alistair was like, I mean, the guy, you're very smart, very hardworking. He should definitely pursue to get at least a bachelor's degree in engineering or some stuff dealing with engineering. So I was applying a little pressure on my mother, you know. So she, you know, my
Oh,
mom,
a headache.
huh?
You give your mother a headache.
Yeah, so like after the 2 years, she was like, you know what, she's gonna take care of it. I mean, mind you, she have like five kids, right? And I'm like a middle child.
Where was she at the time? Was she, because you said you were living with your grandmother?
Yeah, she was in St. Martin. She was in St. Martin. She's been working in St. Martin for like almost all her life. So she lives in St. Martin. And after high school, I decided to stay in Dominica because I really wanted to go to the US. My two older sisters after high school they moved to St. Martin. I didn't want to take that chance because St. Martin was, you know, you go to St. Martin to Viv, it was like kind of mini Vegas. And I know if I had moved there permanently, that would have been it. I wouldn't have done anything else in my life. So I decided to stay in Dominica at the time. And so after I applied the pressure, and then she got all the stuff together, and then I left to come to New York in January 2007.
Okay, so you get accepted to go to school,
Yeah.
right? And you enter um university. You complete your bachelor's degree. What happened after that?
After that, I got while I was working while I was in school for this construction company as a project manager. So after while the last semester, while I was graduating, this other environmental company in Brooklyn, they found my information somewhere or wherever it was, and they offered me a job, a full-time job. The offer was crazy, so I decided to take it. I've been to this position right now, 7 years now. But after five years at the company, I decided to do my master's degree in engineering management. It took me a year to graduate from that.
So why did you decide that you were not going to return to Dominica?
Oh, because I mean, in my heart, I always want to go back to Dominica, but what I was just looking at the I was just looking at the financial situation because my mother basically put up a house, a land, or whatever it is, and that alone is just every time I tell my friend how much my undergraduate degree cost me, it's like they could not believe it. I was like, well, I had to do something else, but the company I was looking for, they said, oh, could come back to work. But when I look at the numbers, it was just not making any sense. I mean, I got to take care of my loan. I got to leave, you know, my young guys, I like to move around and do stuff. So it was just not financially a good situation for me at the time. And I don't think it still is. So that's basically what it is.
Okay. Well, I just want to encourage the folks who are locked in at this time. Make sure you share the link. Let us know that you are connected. So hit the share button. You should need any information on Sadick. I have provided his contact information. It's at the top, depending on where you're looking, or at the bottom of the screen, depending on what device you're connected to. And you can always reach out to him. Both his personal and business contact information is provided on the link. We're moving ahead. More questions here with Sadick. You decided to create an organization and you call it Connect 767. Why did you decide to do that?
So it was just me trying to help people from back home, and I was trying to impact a lot of people. And so I came up with the idea because I knew quite a few people who were young and they're well trained, they're fully educated, or they have some type of business, but I realized that they didn't have a platform or exposure for people to reach them. So that was one of the main goals. But the backstory behind it is because of the first time I bought a car in New York, there was some issues with it, and there was this mechanic who has the shop right across from my office. So like every time I have a problem with the car, I used to go to him, or I have to go to the car dealership. And you know how it's really expensive to go to the car dealership. And I just remember this one day I went to the guy, and then I called a friend of mine who's also from Dominica. And I was telling the man, I'm tired of giving these people my money. So if he doesn't know any Dominican or whoever that is a mechanical, I would much rather spend my money with somebody from Dominica than just every time just giving this guy my money. I don't know who he is. So he told so it happened like pure out of frustration, right? So then he told me, oh, I know this guy from Marigot who owns a car dealership in Brooklyn. And then next time I want the car, I could definitely go to him. And then we exchanged information. I got the guy number, and I've been getting my cars from him. We developed a good relationship. So I just wanted to create that opportunity for everybody because I just feel like it would be better to spend money with our people to help them economically.
And how does somebody become a member? Because first, before I ask you that, explain to us how Connect 767 works.
All right, so Connect 767 is a platform. It's an online directory that we create to basically merge all businesses and professionals from Dominica in and out of Dominica, or people that are of Dominican heritage. You don't have to be from Dominica. Your mother could be from Dominica, but you were born in Canada or England, but you have that Dominican roots to it. So what it is like you go. It's a website. You go to the website. You hit the sign up button. There's a form that has to fill in. It's gonna ask you the country, the company, and in the industry you are, and then the type of description of goods and services that you provide. So after you fill in the form, you hit submit. The information will be displayed on the directory section of the website. So on there, people could search through by country, by industry, or by location.
So anybody can become part of this as long as they are either Dominican or of Dominican parentage.
Yes, but it's open for public. It's free. It's totally free. It's open to the public, but I just wanted to do something for Dominica and for Dominicans. That's it.
So you're saying, okay, I didn't come back home, but I can represent. I can represent. So do you list? How does it work? Do you list everybody? For example, if I'm a business owner in Dominica and I go on the site, I would be listed as a business owner in Dominica, right?
Yeah.
If I'm a business owner in New York or in Canada, and I list myself as being in Canada, I'll be listed as a Dominican of a business in Canada.
Yes, that's what it is.
So basically, anybody in Canada who's trying to find a Dominican person can find me.
Yes,
that's what you're saying.
Definitely.
That is very, very interesting. Now, what sort of feedback have you gotten, and how long has this site been running? What are the feedbacks that people have been giving you?
Well, a lot of people We started last year, November. I actually started working on it by myself when in my last year in graduate school, but I could not put the whole thing together by myself. So that's where my cousin comes in. He's more of a tech guy than me. I'm more like construction engineering, that type of thing. So tech, he's like electrical and tech. That's what he does.
Mhm.
So I got the official business license last year May. So we just under a year, and the feedback has been tremendous. People love the idea, but there's a lot of people that don't know exactly what it is because the way that we roll out, we use like clothing as part of a marketing campaign.
Mhm.
So sort of muddy the water a little bit.
You're a clothing company.
Yeah, so so a lot of people like the first time they see like all this clothing, they just assume it's a clothing company, but it's not a clothing company. It's just we use clothing as a marketing tool to help bring awareness to the company because it's very hard to market an online directory or database. I mean, how are you going to do that? That make it look cool, you know? So that's where we use the clothing. That's what we use the clothing for.
Oh, but that is awesome. I think that's a really good idea. It's a really great way to connect. I guess connect Dominicans from the nature island, wherever you are. So you list countries from all over the world, or it's just specific countries?
Yeah, no, there's countries all over the world because we obviously remove some countries that we know like come on like Iceland and some countries in Africa because we wanted to make it.
From Iceland, from Dominica.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, what is the possibility of our people being over there? I'm not
You
saying
know what? You would be surprised
it. Yes.
the Dominicans are.
So I mean, we had like all the countries in the world listed, but the list was like so crazy, so we had to like chop it down a little bit. So we did move some, but most of the countries in the world is there. So when you go to the website, you click in directory, the first thing you have to do is you give you the option to search by country. So you select the country you want to search, and then you can select the either state or city where it is, or you can select the industry, or you can just if you're like someone that's very nosy like I am, you can just select Dominica and hit search. All the businesses that are listed in Dominica is gonna pop. It's gonna pop up there. But if you're looking for an engineer or contractor, you can select engineering, and then the information is on hit search. The information is gonna pop up there, right there, only engineering.
Oh wow, that is really good. I mean, that you guys have created this, and it is a free membership. You don't have to pay to think. How does this site actually make money? How do you
Well,
just a purely non-profit organization?
but we hope to make money from the sale of clothing. That's the only source of our revenue right now. Like I said, we did it just to help out, but the clothing aspect of it have been taken off. A lot of people like it, so they support. So right now we just want to just um, be more aggressive on the marketing side, so a lot of different companies could sign up.
Yes. So, those of you who are just logging in, if you're Dominican, wherever you are, you can, of course, be part of Connect 767 if you want your business to be listed. I think it's a great initiative. I mean, why not list your business somewhere and get more money, more? It's free advertising if you think about it. It's actually free advertising, and people get to know where you're located, especially if they're looking for somebody within your region. I want to know a little bit more about Sadick because now that we know that Connect 767 and it's out there. Again, if you guys want to connect, the links are below or above, so you can just click on the link. They also have a Facebook page, Connect 767, that you could also visit. Personal life, because you said so much that you went from your bachelor's degree to your master's degree, working for a company. When do you guys have time for, or do you have time for personal life?
Yeah, I do. You know what they say. If you want something, you make time for it. Last year was very challenging because I was not last year, the year prior, because I was in graduate school and working full time at the same time. And living in New York is very expensive, so you gotta pay the bills. So I basically used to go. get to work at 7:30 in the morning, clock out at 5:30,
Wow.
get home like 6:30, take a shower, put like a jug of coffee in the coffee maker, jump in the shower, and then stay up till like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning doing schoolwork, and then next day do it all over again. But now after I graduated, things have smoothed down a little bit, so I'm enjoying some free time. Not really free, but I'm enjoying some quality time.
Okay. You still haven't answered the question. Married, single.
Oh no, I'm not married. I do have a girlfriend though. Not married, no kids. Yes.
What is next for Sadiq?
Um, really, my next goal. I have a personal goal. I don't want to talk about it because it's a really a big one. So I just want to keep it under the wraps for now. But in terms of Connect 77, we just want to ensure that everyone in Dominica or from Dominica knows what it is, and we want to ramp up the registration for the website. Uh, just want to help, like I said, just want to help everyone.
Okay, we have some feedback. Someone is saying that the quality of the clothing is very good.
Thank
And another person, Nikki, so that was our reading. Nikki Francis says this clothing line is worth every time. She's running Connect 767. Jackson Ali is saying East Side is the best side.
you.
And CP Williams is saying the great. Is that do you know
Nick, it's like a nickname.
they call you the great?
Yeah.
Why did they call you the great?
It was just like just from the circumstances that we came from and to get where I'm at today. That's just what it is. One of the most I'm gonna say this. I went back home for my one of my friends' funeral about 2 years ago, and there's this guy who's from my village. And he came up to me and he was like, "Man, we look to you for inspiration." I'm like, "Damn, it's so." This could like go in either way. It could be it either go humble you or make your head go like, But it was like really like a humbling moment for me because a lot of the guys they look up to me and say, "I want to do what you're doing. I want to get where you are." So just trying to do everything to do that.
Um, someone, Mema, come on. She says, "I came in late to the program." Um, she said, "Is this a clothing line directory or business listing?" That's what she's asking. So I just
What,
need some clarity. She's asking, "Is this a clothing line, a directory, or business listing?" And I could probably answer for her, but I'll let you answer.
yeah, well, it is an online directory listing that does clothing for promotional purposes.
Use the clothing to
Promote
direct.
business. I have bring awareness to it.
Wow, that's fantastic. My final question for you today is: what is your advice for future entrepreneurs or students who will probably go through the same experiences that you've gone through?
In terms of students, let's start with first. I mean, this one, the younger students know that you have to be focused on one level you set your mind to. Whatever your goal is, I mean, it doesn't have to be an engineer. It could be you could want to be a barber, a doctor, whatever it is. Just stay focused and work towards it because having a dream with no plan, well, without no plan and no step-by-step process on how to get there is just a dream. It's never going to become a reality. It's like a thought. So you have to put some systematic steps in place that will guide you to get to your goal and stay in school and learn. Because a lot of guys running around is just don't have a brain in their head. And as far as the young entrepreneurs, I just want to say like the first thing I learned the hard way when I started this business last year is um, what how should I say this? Let's say having a plan or having a dream is free, but the execution of those plans or ideas is extremely costly depending on what it is. So be prepared to quote unquote put the money where your mouth is to get where you want to get. Don't just expect people to invest in you or invest time in you and you're not willing to put up your own money to get where you want to get. And whatever business that there you want to get into, um, it's never gonna be easy doing it by yourself. You're gonna need outside consulting or outside help or outside advice. So if you get an outside contractor or you have to pay someone to do something for you, ensure what the person is providing to you is what you want. Because there are a lot of people that, oh, you paid me for that, but doing this is easier. And but they still want the same money that they charge you to do the thing that you tell them what to do. So just ensure that you get what you want, you pay for money for what you want, you get what you want, and don't do things because somebody wants you to do it. Do it because it's the best interest of you and the business.
Hmm. We have a comment here. In the city, proud of you, especially coming from the east side, remembering you from UVI days.
Thank you.
So that's Melinda. Mayma has another question. What do you think about narrowing your focus, especially for your, not sure if she meant to say your master's degree or your MVP, I'm not sure.
What is MVP? I'm not sure what is.
What do you think? What do you think about narrowing your focus?
But my focus, we are very focused. Our focus is the online directory. That's what it is. I mean, the clothing is not taking a lot of thought and energy from us. It comes natural, so it's not like something I have to do either or. We could do both at the same time. So the clothing is not it's not affecting the production of the directory. So I think we can definitely juggle both at the same time.
Okay, so it's just Nina, I think it's just that the fact that they have the directory is for listings of businesses and the
Yeah.
clothing is just if they could use clothing, they could use mugs, they could use head
Yeah.
ties in order to promote um the directory so that people can connect and come on. I'm just somebody saying execution over excuses equals success. That is SP Williams is saying that. Uh,
Facts.
one is saying hi guys. We have another person, Princess Crystal is saying hi. A lot of folks are coming on now and sharing. Don't forget, share the link, guys. If you're just coming on, what's next for today besides Connect 767?
Like I said, I can't share my next goal. Well, I mean, hopefully you get married and have kids. Yeah.
Just follow you.
Yes, follow me. You'll get the live updates.
Sadick, it's a pleasure having you on with us here for Kakuti. I just want to encourage Dominicans here in Dominica and abroad. If you are interested in getting your business listed out there so that other Dominicans can know, not just Dominicans, other folks, because I'm sure other folks across the Caribbean probably they have a preference. Because I know this one. I have this one friend. I was speaking about the mechanic thing. They said they had told me once, oh, the best mechanic I ever met was from that country. Like they zone in on the specific country. And I'm sure, knowing with that knowledge, if you have like the best mechanic out of Dominica and you're like, okay, you'll connect and you'll go straight connect 767 to go find where the mechanics are in Dominica. So I think it's an awesome idea. I applaud you and Marcus and the rest of the crew for doing that. Oh, going back to Mema, Mema did make note that MVP in startup means minimum viable product. So that's what she meant when she said, what do you think about narrowing your focus, especially for your MVP? Do you want to touch on that again, or you feel you've answered to the best?
We answered it already.
Okay. All right. So I applaud you guys on your initiative. I want to encourage folks again, if you'd like to list your business, you can go to Connect 767. There I go. Connect 767. They're available on Facebook. You could follow them. They're also on Instagram. All the social media handles are located above and below for you, and you can connect to that and get your business listed out there. I want to thank you, Sadick, for coming on the show. I really appreciate you sharing your story with us. I want to applaud you. I didn't pass common entrance the first time too, so
Oh, there you go.
the first time I was not ready though. I was just not ready, and I was younger, and they really wanted to just push me ahead, like they wanted me to do it, so I was skipped, and I went to do it, and I was just not ready. But when I did do it, I got a scholarship. So
Oh, there you go.
so kudos to you. And there are a lot of folks now that Dominica has introduced universal education. People go straight through to high school. Not sure if that's the best thing. I kind of still do appreciate the there's still the aspect of the scholarship, the bursary, and the pass, which kind of where you get the assistance based on your books and all of that. So I get that sense of it, but you also end up in classes with people who are not interested in school when you're interested in school and you really want to work. So I'm not sure if I'm okay with the universal education aspect of things, but that's how it is now. I know when we went to high school, we had to fight tooth and nail, and if our friends went ahead, we'd cry and cry and cry because they went ahead and we got left behind. But kudos to you that you did not become this a statistic, in the sense of you did not decide, hey, I'm not going to just go through this and be done with it. I really wanted to get into high school. Granted that your motivation was more because of your friends rather than your education, but you did put in the work once you got into high school. So kudos to you. And there may be a few people who are listening right now who probably didn't do as well or in their common entrance, and they're in school now, and they're trying to get ahead, and you seem to have had a lot of opportunities or doors open for you because of your hard work. So I want to applaud you on that, and applaud anybody else who's actually listening right now or viewing right now, and let them know that there are so many possibilities. You just have to put in the work. You have to put in the work, and look at Sadick. He's doing his thing, and he is definitely making a way for other Dominicans who can also do your own thing. Thanks, Sadick, for being on with us. Thanks to all those of you who connected on the live. Any final words, Sadick, before we wrap up?
Yeah, I just want to just big up all the photographers and cinematographers in Dominica, because I feel like they're doing a very good job of marketing Dominica more than the. I'm not sure if they're part of the tourism industry, but they're definitely very aggressive and producing very high quality work. I just want to shout out to them, and I just want to say thanks for the support, especially all the people in Dominica who have changed the COVID and signed up to the directory. And I know we have been receiving quite a few questions about where we could purchase the apparel. I just want to know that we have clothing in Dominica, although we are still in the process of trying to find a local store that suits both parties. But we do have on island, so if you want to look the pages.
Thank you. And thank you very much for being on here with us on Cacoa. Until next time, guys, thanks everyone for joining us. Until next time, have a great day, have a great week. Looking forward to the next show with you guys. Thanks again to all those of you who partner with us, sponsors. Of course, Digicel streamed live throughout the Caribbean. So thank you very much, Digicel, for your support, and also easybarrels.com. Don't forget, if you need to send your barrel for Carnival, make sure you send it in time so you can get all your pretty done in time for the Carnival, and you can do so with easybarrels.com. Thanks, Sadick.
All right. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. Thanks all. Bye-bye.